John. Thanks for coming in. Who has the first question for Schneids? We'll start with David, the third row on your right, John.
Hey, John. At least for now, does the Andres home run have the feeling of a series-changing home run for you guys?
It's a big swing, you know. I think, yeah. You know, I mean, again, we're focused on tonight, and tomorrow we'll focus on tomorrow. But, yeah, you know, I think just kind of, you know, I said it during the game, kind of in that situation, runner at second, nobody out, taking a shot, you know, and trying to be aggressive on Kirby's fastball. So you never know how the game's going to go. You never know who it's going to be, right? But really, really big swing to get us going, and then kind of on down the line that inning. But yeah, man, that was a big swing from Andres.
The second row on your left, John. Mike.
John, 3 of the first 4 hitters walk, homer, double, and some really loud contact against Bieber there. What changed that he was able to do what he did after the Polanco double?
I think just he was Shane, you know. I think probably a little amped up coming out in the first, and then, you know, just kind of an arm side miss to Julio, and first pitch breaking ball to Polanco. He navigated that situation. But to me, biggest inning of the game was the second. He strikes out the side, kind of keeps the game in check a little bit. And then he had really good command. You know, his fastball, he spotted it. The breaking balls were awesome, slider especially, changeup too. I thought that he got into a really good rhythm, retired a bunch in a row there. But the second inning to kind of keep the game where it should be, that's just a sign of a veteran pitcher.
But as big as the second inning was, he wasn't able to get a shutdown inning in his last start against the Yankees either time. So how big was the third?
Yeah, third, fifth. I mean, they're all big, you know. But I think, again, I've said it a lot. It's why you acquire a guy like Shane, and you just see how he is. You know, he was making big pitches, It's a big pitch to Cal for the strikeout too. You know, it's fun to watch guys like that work, and it was exactly what we needed tonight.
We can stay there with Gregor.
John, it seems like this season, whenever people have really started to doubt you guys, whether it's regular season, playoffs, you guys have responded with an awful lot of fight. How much satisfaction do you guys kind of take in the room of kind of proving people wrong like that?
Yeah, it's kind of been what we did all year, you know. Again, no one expected us to win the division. No one expected us to be here, and I think the guys take that to heart. And I couldn't be prouder of the way they came about today, or the way they went about today, right? We talked before the game about normalcy. And it's one thing to say it and force it, but it's another thing to do it and live it. So I'm proud of the way they did it. And there's some adjustments you have to make as you go. Again, it's a 7-game series. It's not a 1-game series, not a 3-game series. So there's going to be adjustments we need to make tomorrow, and they're going to be ready for it.
Up front of your right, John. Ryan.
John, you said it on the broadcast, and you said it earlier, just be ready to hit the fastball. Mm-hmm. Given how much Kirby's almost obsessive trying to get ahead, I mean, were you going up? Was that kind of the pre-game meeting, like, hey, look for the fastball early because he's going to try and get ahead, especially if he misses first pitch?
Yeah, a little bit. You know, it's tough because, you know, after the first 2 games, you know, that's been our plan with all these guys. These guys are very similar, and they all have really good stuff. So it kind of comes down to quality of contact, which, you know, we had today. Yeah, you know, we don't want to deviate from what we've been doing. And, you know, if you take away the fastball, you could see where he kind of went to the slider heavy. You know, Vlad kind of sat on one, hits it out to center. I just thought we executed a really good game plan and approach against him, knowing that he's gonna come right after you. And it's a difference between trying to just put the ball in play and trying to do some damage. So that was the adjustment we were shooting for today.
Third row on your left, John.
All 3 games, the batters have been very aggressive, especially with tonight. Kirby, you know he's going to be around the plate, doesn't walk many. But what switched? What was different about this game? Because you were aggressive in all 3.
5 homers, you know, for one. I think that stands out. But it's a sign of a good process. It's a sign of adjustments that are being made, you know. And I'll trust Pop and Lou and Hunter to do that 365 days out of the year with our guys, and then for our guys to go do that. So the approach didn't really change. I think the result changed, really. You know, we were trying to, I said it before the game, beat him to the spot on certain pitches. And you have to make adjustments as you see fit as you go. But I thought we just stayed pretty relentless on Kirby, and then had some big add-on runs late.
And how big was that, even in a blowout, for Addison to get that first knock?
Yeah, it's awesome, man. He's I said it before the game, man. He carried us for about 3 weeks or so this year, and he's a first-year big leaguer, first full-year big leaguer, and he's going to go through ups and downs. So that was hopefully a little bit of a exhale, I mean, he flushed that pretty good. So it was nice for him. It's nice for Hemi. It's nice for Varsh, Kirky. Yeah, I mean, we're built around George and Vlad and them doing that, but I think those other guys to kind of, Ernie continuing to swing it and guys just not being afraid to take some shots. That's the biggest thing. And if you're grinding and, you're a young guy, not being afraid to continue to be who you are. I've been saying it all year, be who you are. And for Addy, it's taking swings like that.
Standing on that side, Shy.
John, that third inning, after the Clement double, when Jimenez comes up, that's a spot where a lot of times this year you guys have bunted and played for the one run there. Can you just describe sort of not going that and not using that approach in that spot and then playing for a bigger swing?
Yeah, I mean, we're down 2, you know what I mean? So to me, at that point, you're not trying to play catch up one at a time, and I think it goes back to what we talked about yesterday, what we talked about before the game today, where it doesn't matter who it is. We have really good hitters, and we have guys that have been in the postseason and that know what the hell's going on. So I think for Hemi right there, I love the fact that he didn't try to just play ping pong and get a guy over. It was really refreshing. Going back to your question, yeah, it's a big swing because it's what we're trying to do. You know what I mean? We're trying to make adjustments as to what they're doing to us. So in that situation, down 2, I trust him to handle the bat at the very least and at least get Ernie over. But I love the intent in which he swung with.
It's about 3 weeks ago, John, that you guys were in another dry spell, and then Varsho hits that grand slam against the Red Sox, and floodgates open a little bit offensively. Did you see potentially some parallels between that Hemi swing and that spot as well?
I hope so. I said it when we were leaving Toronto. I hope we find some slug in the air out here. Maybe we did, but we're taking it one game at a time, really. And I think that I'm really happy with the way we played today and the way we executed a game plan, and we're going to have to do it again tomorrow. You know what I mean? It's just one day at a time right now. So hopefully it does. Hopefully it gives us some momentum. This team has played us really well over the course of the time that I've been here in this seat, and to break through a little bit feels good. You know what I mean? And to have the guys be convicted in an approach and to see it come to kind of fruition, I think can be pretty valid going in tomorrow, but it's a whole new test tomorrow against Castillo.
Do 2 last ones, Annie, and you're right.
You mentioned Shane's slider. What about that pitch makes it so effective? And he threw it a lot today too. Is anything that went into that?
I think part of it is game plan against their lineup. Part of it is just the fact that if he commands it, it's really good. And I think that him and Kirky did a really good job of pairing. When you look back to his start against New York, his cutter was kind of non-existent. He didn't really get to it. So I think pairing that with the slider led to some swing and miss, ends up with 8 strikeouts. But when it's on, even going back to his first outing with us against Miami, that's what you saw. It's strike to ball. And I just think he executed it at a really, really high rate today.
We'll finish up with Mike in the second row on your left.
Putting Miles in for Santander, was that score dependent, and was there a thought to have Miles run for Tony earlier?
No, kind of score dependent. Yeah, everyone's grinding right now, and he's Tony's grinding. I think with the score where it was, you've seen us play that game, that type of game a lot, where you get to a certain point and Tony gets 3 at-bats against the starter, and you kind of flip the script to defense a little bit. So just in talking to him, and again, you're not assuming you're going to win because the score was 8-2. You know what I mean? That's how we play. So I want, in a perfect world, if he was feeling 100%, yeah, he probably stays in because you do have a 6-run lead. But it's kind of how we play, and I think everyone will be ready to roll tomorrow.
Well, wondering because it was a little odd to not run for him and then take him out. So thought maybe something.
Yeah, I think during the pitching change, he came over, checking with him and stuff like that, and he's good, and he's got a score on a single and all that kind of stuff. And I don't want to say I was playing it cautious, but I think at that point, with where we were in the lineup, he may get another AB and things like that. So just kind of getting some feedback from him too.
And before the game, Bassett said to us that he wasn't concerned and the team wasn't concerned because you hadn't played your game yet in falling behind 2-0. And you've said multiple times, and so have others, that when you do play your game, nobody can beat you. Is this a game that sort of reinforces that feeling in there?
I think so. Yeah. That's much more like us. Looking back to the series before, we had our approach, we did our thing, and we had some home runs. You know what I mean? So that's kind of, I don't want to say it's an added bonus because guys can do that, but yeah, it's nice to kind of put the blueprint of what has gotten us here out, in real time, in a game that you needed to do it. So momentum can be a real thing. We're going to approach tomorrow like the series is 0-0 and continue to try to do everything we can to win tomorrow.
All right, Schneider, enjoy the win. Thanks for your
Thank you,
time.
guys.
Appreciate it. From the Blue Jays, we're expecting Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Andres Jimenez, and Shane Bieber, and we'll let you know when one of them is en route. All right, Shane, congratulations. Who's got the first question? Who's up first for Shane? We'll start with Mike in the second row on your left.
Hey, Shane, what changed in the first inning after those first 4 hitters that allowed you to cruise from there?
I don't know. It was a bad mistake to Julio. I'm happy with the pitch selection. Just was supposed to be down and away, ended up leaking all the way across the plate. He put a great swing on it. Obviously, he's a great hitter, so less than ideal start to the outing. But even pitching, my way through a double after that, I just felt like I had good stuff tonight. I felt like I mentioned it to you that I had pretty good stuff in New York as well, and I was ready to go. And obviously it was an unfortunate start, but I came to the dugout and told the guys, pick me up. Like, I got good stuff tonight, and they definitely listened and picked me up in a huge way. Was able to go back out there in that second inning and kind of reestablish what I wanted to do. And so I felt like even though we were down, we were able to grab some momentum, and this game is so much momentum based, and so we didn't really look back after that, so it was awesome.
After they put up a bunch of runs for you in the third, to go out there and throw that shutdown inning and then take it through 6, I mean, people had been saying before today, this is why we got Shane Bieber. So how does it feel to execute so well given all that?
Feels good. Very happy with the team victory today. That's what they brought me here to do, and I remember this time last year having not thrown a ball for a while, just thinking I can't wait to pitch in big games. So I find myself here in the LCS and was able to do that tonight, and so happy with how things are playing out, but we're still down 2-1 and there's a lot left to do.
Standing a bit further back on your left, Shai.
Shane, Schneider's thought the second inning, striking out the side, was a really important point in the ball game, maybe even more so than the subsequent innings. How did you feel that second inning might have changed the game there?
Yeah, I would agree. It was big for me to go out there and attack the zone and get some swing and miss, and then I think the lineup responded. Like I said, when I came in after the first and said pick me up, and weren't able to do it right away, but going out there and showing that I was ready to go. The guys responded in a huge way, and like I said, we didn't look back after that. So credit to them in the way that they picked me up and bounced back, and like I said, we didn't really look back after that, and that's what this team does so well. Look forward to doing that tomorrow too.
The slide, you got a lot of whiff on the slider especially, but you got swings and misses on all 5 of your pitches. When you've got so much working for you, how does it slot in? With which pitch kind of starts and sets you up for all the other ones to work as effectively as they did?
It depends. Each hitter's different, and everybody has their strengths, but I have my strengths as well. And so ultimately, I think the game dictates itself, the situation dictates itself. And, like I said, when the offense went out there and picked me up like they did and got us out to a 4-run lead, 5-run lead, 6-run lead, and ultimately more after that. My focus was going deep into the ball game. I kept coming in there in between innings saying, add on, let me go deep, and that's what the 7-game series is all about.
Third row in the right corner, David.
Shane, can you describe the feeling in the dugout after the Andres home run?
Momentum, like I said. I feel like this game is so momentum based, and so for Andres to go out there and just pick me up like he did, and even the score, it was huge for us. So it was awesome for him to be able to go out there and do that for not only himself but everybody in that dugout.
Do 2 last quick ones, Ryan.
Shane, this is a team that the Mariners are a team that does strike out and swing and miss. You saw it over the first 2 games. How important or how much of the focus was going strike to ball once you were ahead, or even in the count, knowing that they do chase and they are aggressive?
Yeah, I mean, they're a really good lineup, 1 through 9. Can damage you at any point. I think, I saw that in the first inning. And so swing and miss is a big part of my game when I'm going right. And there was an opportunity to kind of attack that tonight. And thankfully, after that first inning, was able to find it.
I'll finish up with Mitch, second row on your left.
Shane, you were talking about how this time last year you couldn't wait to get in big games. Given how long the Tommy John process is, you couldn't have imagined the exacts of a start like this, but were these the moments? Did you kind of reflect on these moments or look forward to these moments and use them as kind of a driver during the rehab?
Yeah, absolutely. I was able to be with the Cleveland team during the run last year. Tried to be as useful as I could and talk to guys and be as helpful as I could, but it's always hard as a competitor and an athlete not being able to go out there and contribute on the field. So was very happy to be able to do that tonight, just warming up before the game tonight, recognizing that the last time I warmed up here, I knew something was wrong with my elbow, and I felt entirely different tonight, and it was kind of a nice little full circle moment.
All right, great job, Shane. Congrats.
Thanks, y'all.
Welcome Vlad up here with Hector.